guys, and welcome back to Rocket City Yarn, episode 8, the one with all the yarn. So, it has been forever since we talked, but I am so excited to show you all the cool things that have been going on. I'm going to take a sip of my drink really quick here so I can get ready for some chatting. Okay, so, first thing, what's been going on? Well, unlike most falls, it's actually chilly here in northern Alabama. Halloween, we were all not hot in the least, and I can wear my hand knits. See my new cat shawl pin, I got it stitches. The first time I've been able to wear it, so I'm excited. This is my Time Traveler shawl by Elizabeth Abate. I use Knit Picks palette yarn. It has 42 color changes, but it's garter stitch and so soft and squishy. So, let's see. So before I start talking about everything that I have going on the table and ready to show you, I wanted to talk about my goals for the upcoming year. So I started this venture around April, and so I've been going for a good 6 months solid. And so now that I've kind of got my mojo going, I really want to talk about the things that I want to do better in the new year. So I would like to do video more often. So I've actually set up a room in my house, room is maybe stretching it, little tiny corner in my house that I put a desk and I set everything up so that I'll be able to record easily, so I'll be able to see you guys more often. Next, I'd like to do some hands-on videos to show you some of the things and how I make them, so that maybe do a dyeing video, some tutorials, some fun things, so that it's not just podcasting on my channel. Next, I'd like to do one big goal that I want to do for my company is I wanted to do some local craft shows, some local things to kind of get my brand out in person. And I was really going to wait until next year to do it, but I heard about this local show. It's for the Rocket City Marathon, and they have an expo the day before the race. The race is in December, I think December 14th, and so they do this big expo with local companies, and you get to show your wares and talk about what's going on in the Rocket City, and you get to see all the families and all the racers come get their registration packet. And it's a really big deal because the Rocket City Marathon is one of the things, the qualifiers. I'm not an expert on racing, but it's one of the qualifiers for the Boston Marathon. So it's really kind of a real big deal here. So I'm really happy for all the guys and gals that get to participate, because it's kind of like their big thing that they get to do, kind of like our stitches. It's like their big local thing. So I'm excited for those guys. So I am going to do a booth there. So it kind of was not in the plan for this year. So I have been working like crazy to get things going for it. So one of the things that I did, I'm excited to show you, is I was thinking about runners, and runners need, I would say, maybe wear headbands. So I thought a really fun pattern to design for runners, because I'm going to do a special pattern for the marathon and the show, is a rocket headband. So I'll hold it up close so you guys can see it. Little rockets, and they go all the way around. And so this headband that I designed is going to be, this pattern is going to be available exclusively for the show, so that people can knit it up to show their support for the Rocket City Marathon. And I'm going to release it probably next week so that people can knit it. It's a quick knit, but what's cool about it is the way that it's knit, it's two-sided. So you can it's completely reversible. So one day you can be solid color, the next day you can be rocket colored. Yay, rockets. So now these colors that I chose to use is, I used a sample of my Autumn's Muse Colorways, the kind of maroony color of the rockets, and the nice gold colored is my Harvest Light color from my fall colorways. So it came out beautiful. It's kind of a little bit of a speckled gold, and it's really pretty. So I'm so excited to show that to you guys. So another thing that I was thinking of doing it has two purposes really. So I wanted to kind of, my business model so far has been for my channel, and my website and store, was that people could kind of request custom designs, and then I would dye that specifically for that customer. Well, I wanted to have some samples of my work that for sale, as well as to kind of exhibit the different things that I like doing. So I decided to go crazy with dyeing some new colors for the show. And some of them are here in this background. I'm going to see if I can show them. So I did some Christmas colors. So those are there. I did some neutrals in some browns and some grays. This one here is going to be for a moon hat that I'm designing. And then I did this one here called Solar Flare. This one called Earth. This one here is going to be called Neptune, maybe some sort of Night of Neptune or something. And this one I haven't quite decided yet. It's like pink and purples. And so I've got a mixture of colorways. I'm going to have some regular fingering weight. I'm going to have some sparkle fingering weight. I'm going to have some worsted weight. I'm going to have some DK. I'm going to have some alpaca mixtures. And one of my worsted weight, I have some classic. I think I have one classic, just 100% wool. But most of my worsted weight is going to be 75% wool and 25% nylon. So it's going to be extra sturdy. So it'll make some great hats for marathoners and runners. And I was thinking, that would be great for, in case they want to wash their hat a lot and it'd be real sturdy. So I thought that would be perfect for those. Now, one of my samples that I knit right here, I got some new leather tags that say Rocket City Knits on them. And I ordered those from a small business out in Germany. I'll put a link below to the name of where I got it. It said they were going to take a while to get here, but they came really quick. So such a great response, and they look great. And I was thinking, and maybe one of you guys can give me some pointers on this, because I love this hat. I may steal this one for myself. But what I was wondering is, when I put the leather tag on, so if these hats are designed for runners, and then they want to wash it. Now, all of my hats and hand knits, I would say, just to make sure everything stays nice, hand wash, lay flat to dry. But what about the leather tags? What happens when you wash that? So I was thinking about, if I knit a few samples, not putting the tag on, just in case someone wants to purchase a hat, and they don't want the leather tag for washing. But if you know about this, tell me in the box below, comment and tell me what happens when you wash one, because I really don't want to mess up my hat if it does mess up the little tag. So that's why, if you'll just enlighten me on what happens there. So another thing I want to show you is, so if I have kittens, I have 2 new kittens. This is the first year I've ever had kittens at Christmas, and I'm a little concerned about my breakable Christmas ornaments, because they're still in the jumpy, climby play phase. So I decided to make some little Christmas balls. And you can stuff them with different things. I just use regular stuffing for these two. This is my Summer Remnants colorway. My white corn is the little dividing line there. And then my Harvest Light is on the bottom. And these are great uses to kind of show people my yarn colors knitted up, kind of like Christmas swatches, if you will. And then I'll use them on my tree or sell them at the expo. Just depends on what happens there. But what I love about them is you can see the swatch. Let's see if it'll focus. It may or may not focus in there. Let's see if I do it better this. But you can see what the colors look like. So that's why I thought it's a great use, and I can put them on my tree. So, and these balls were really easy. I got the directions from the Arnie and Carlos Christmas balls book that I bought like 2 years ago, but I hadn't really done much with. And I kind of modified it a little bit so that I could make these for my tree. And I wanted to make them, this is kind of the size that they talked about, even though I'm using worsted weight. This one is a little bigger, and the reason that I made this one bigger is I wanted to make sure that you could see a full swatch of the different colors and speckles, and so I wanted to make sure it was a little bit bigger. let me pause a second and have something to drink. It's been a while since I did a video, and I'm kind of thirsty. So, what's next? Oh, so I haven't gotten to do too much selfish knitting lately because between the homeschooling and the fall stuff and getting ready for the holidays and now this craft show that I wasn't planning on doing, I've been really busy. So I had been planning, as I think I mentioned in the last episode, I'd been planning to do the Stephen West Starflake CAL Mystery Knit Along, and I had dyed 2 colorways just for me that I don't have in the shop yet to use in the knit along. So I was so excited to start, and I did get to start, but I only got to do clue 1, and then I had to put it on pause while I started dyeing and my work and designing this new pattern. So I wanted to show it to you guys because it is awesome. If you don't want to see it, don't look, but it's so pretty. It's gonna be so pretty. Now I admit that since the CAL is over and ended at the end of October, so there are 3 more clues. I did do a little bit of a peek, I'm not gonna lie, and it's gonna be a really big shawl. So I may or may not do some of it so that it doesn't quite fall off me, because some of the really bigger shawls, let's be real here, I'm barely 5'3", so, and my shoulders are really narrow, so in order for me to wear a shawl comfortably, even with a shawl pin, I have to be able to kind of snug it up without it hanging too low. So I may or may not do the whole thing, but it is the most beautiful design you've ever seen. I am really excited about it, and I may modify it just a bit to fit me, but it's gonna be awesome, and I can't wait when things settle down after the craft show. It's gonna be the first thing in December. I think the craft expo that I'm doing is the 13th of December, Friday the 13th, no less. So as soon as that's done, I am gonna head straight to knitting on my selfish knitting again. But I also want to show you one other thing. So I was at Stitches United back in May. This was not long after I started with my business. And one of the things that I was looking for, not necessarily looking for yarn while I was there, because I dye my yarn, but I was looking for some accessories that I really want to see in person. And one of those things was a shawl pin or 2. And I saw this was from Stunning String Studios. Try saying that on the podcast 3 times fast. Stunning String Studios. So that's where I got this awesome cat pin that I'm wearing right now. And then I saw this other pin and I was like, I love them. The stars and the moon are gorgeous. Well, I can show it here if it's really pretty. So I was like, sometimes, fate just steps in. I had no idea that I was doing the Stephen West CAL, that it was going to be called Starflake and have a cool star design in it. And now I have the perfect shawl pin to match. So I am really excited about that. So what's next? What's next? I'm going to be working on scanning these up when they're all pretty dry, but I'm going to scan them up all pretty and hangs, and then I'm going to do my craft show booth mock-up, because apparently that's a thing. I didn't know that, and I had applied for one other show after I decided to do this other show locally, and they were like, well, you have to immediately submit a booth mock-up of your design and what your table is going to look like, and I had not done that yet, so it's been a learning curve for me. So I may have to not be able to not do that one, because that's sooner than even the December one, because I have not gotten booth things yet. So, but once I do get my booth mock-up done, I'll post a picture of it on Instagram so everyone can see it, and maybe you can give me pointers and critique me and say, hey, this looks better at the show, I wouldn't do this, that sort of thing. And that will really help me, because I am a little nervous about my first show, so I'd really appreciate the feedback. What's next? So 2 things, awesome things that I want to do hopefully before the show. So I'm going to be knitting some samples in some of my yarn, and I may have a few hats for sale, maybe some Christmas ornaments, and on my table, just to kind of, I'm going to have my yarn, which is my main focus. I also did some stickers, so I did not bring my stickers over to the table, but I have my iPad here, and some of the stickers that I use that I've made are on my iPad. So my favorite one is If I Can't Bring My Yarn, I'm Not Going. So those will be for sale. Some custom stickers for stocking stuffers for the knitters. And I may do a few with some sort of silly running joke, or maybe say like, you know, I run for yarn or something. So like people there that are knitters, crocheters, loom knitters, and runners might think they're funny. So I'm going to do some of those. I also am doing some custom stitch markers. I don't have them here, but I'm going to do some special science stitch markers, some ones specifically for loom knitters, crocheters, and knitters separately. Then I'm going to do some, let's see, so there's science ones, Christmas ones, funny loom knitter, funny crocheter. I did doing one of my classic ones that are spell out yarn in the periodic table. I'm going to do a few of those. I did a science set and a chemistry set, so those are going to be really fun. And kind of, I think they really fit the theme of my company, as well as kind of, because we're going to have visitors, so not everybody probably that's doing the marathon is local from Huntsville, so I think that it'll have the Huntsville nerdy vibe that kind of probably what they're going for their show. So I'm looking forward to doing those. And one thing I'm going to try to do, though it may exceed my capabilities, but I say we should always try new things, even if, you know, they're not always coming out great. So I watched a video and I bought the pattern from Arnie and Carlos. I think it came out this year, but it's their Christmas star. And you have to bend wire and crack some wire and put it in the star, and then kind of bend the bottom, and then you can use it as a tree top or just sit as a decoration. And I thought, what better way for a December Christmas show and a way to show off some of my yarn than to do stars to hang and put around my booth. So I haven't started yet, because one of the things that it was required, which I did not realize when I bought the pattern until I watched the video that came with it on YouTube. Great video, by the way. I love those guys. But they have a block of wood and nails, and then you bend so that way the points of your star come out all the same with the wire, and then you put that inside your knitted star. And I said, that's really cool. But one thing is, I dyed the color that I was kind of thinking of using, which is these Christmas colors. I used worsted weight to do those Christmas colors, and so I'm gonna have to dye some fingering weight, I think, because I looked on the pattern and I may be confused. I was trying to figure out what it said, but basically it looked like they used you know, much lighter weight wool, and they used a little bit of a sparkle yarn or sparkle thread, and they held that together with the other yarn, so I could probably get away with some DK. So I might just go ahead and dye some more Christmas colors. I don't know. I might try to do a worsted weight one, but that'll probably make the size of the star a little different, so it may not be as lacy and open as they did it. So I'll have to see how that goes. But I may film a video with my attempts at changing the pattern. You ask yourself sometimes, you pay for this pattern, so this, you know, $7 pattern, so that you can have it done right and neatly, and they already know how to do it, and they're teaching you, and then the first thing I do is I try to change the pattern, people, which is probably not the best. Don't do as I do. I always try to kind of fit what I have with me or what I want to use, and sometimes that can go a little bit crazy. So don't do as I do. Follow the pattern on your first attempt and you'll probably have more success. But that's going to be really fun. And so I probably will show on Instagram and maybe film a little video about me making the stars if they come out. And I'm also going to probably do a video on how to make the Christmas balls, because I do them a little differently than Arnie and Carlos. So I wanted to show I do that because people, I think, would really find that fun. And at least for people with small kids or animals that you don't want your stuff broken, but you don't want to go out and buy a whole new set of Christmas ornaments because they can get a little pricey. This is a way to make kind of special ornaments because you can, use them from year to year and say, oh, that was the year I knitted the ornaments. You can give them as gifts, but you can also say, to a new mom that is worried about her Christmas tree with a toddler or something, you can give her a, one of these, and you could put like the initial of her new little kiddo and new baby and different things, and you can put little pictures on them. And so you can do color work with them, make them plain. There's so many options with that. So I'll probably do a video on that because I think people would really enjoy that. So what's next? What's next is I'm going to be filming more often. So I'm going to maybe chat and do some special little videos showing some of my new patterns. The goal was to have three patterns done for the expo. I have this one done and knitted. This is the sample. So I kind of want to do 3 headbands because I think that would be really fun, But then I was like, maybe a Christmas ornament. So maybe the people that don't want to wear a headband that might want a souvenir of their marathon run or their family member's marathon run might want to get a pattern with a Christmas ornament to commemorate the run. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do, instead of doing 3 headbands, I'm going to do 2 headbands and 1 or 2 Christmas ornament patterns for the marathon patterns. And I'm going to go ahead probably and release this one next week so that now that I've knitted it up and I'm sure of my directions, I'm going to go ahead and it's not going to be expensive because I want it to be something that's available to as many people as possible that want to either wear it to support their family members running, and maybe it's going to be chilly. And I will tell you though that you never know in Alabama, because it's been Christmases where it's been cold and it's been Christmases where it's been hot. So that's kind of hit or miss there, but you'll look cool if you have it. So if anybody wants to see it on, I'll put it on real quick. And it's kind of wide, but it's really cute. And it can cover your ears, so if it's really cold, it does cover your ears, and it's very comfortable. So for people who like the nerdy rocket look, or for people who want just the headband look and they don't feel like rockets that day, though I always feel like rockets, then you can be solid colored. So, and I really like, because this is worsted weight and it is double thickness and it's 100% wool, so it is warm. And it should be fairly easy to wash. I've already washed it 2 times just to make sure that it's easy to wash and clean, and it was very, very simple. So the Rocket headband, I'm going to call it the Rocket City Headband, but I think at first I was like, do I need to name it? Should I name it the Rocket City Marathon Headband? Or maybe the running headband, but I don't know the legality of naming something, that, uses the name of another organization. So I'm going to ask their permission or what they think before I do that. So I'll probably just call it the Rocket City Headband until I get their okay or their thoughts on that. So, but I thought that would be something that they would really enjoy. So I think that's everything. Well, I enjoy talking with you guys, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye. And don't forget, it's okay to want to stay home and knit. And if you want to find out more about our channel or watch my past videos, don't forget, subscribe to the YouTube channel down below. Like me on Instagram at Rocket City Yarn, because, of course, I always post daily in Instagram. And on my bio in Instagram, there's a link that has all my different things, including my shop and my written blog, that you can click on to go straight there. So if you're interested in the written version of this podcast or want to see what I'm doing on a daily basis, don't forget, go to Instagram. Talk to you later.